Now, a fruit crumble. I'm making apricot, dried apricot and apple crumble. The dried apricots you soak overnight in cold water. Well, you wash them, pour boiling water over them just to cover them, soak them overnight. The next morning, simmer them up to the boiling point. That's about all you need to do. With the apples, I prefer not to put them in just raw. It's much better if you put them in a saucepan with some butter, melted butter, and stir them until they become a bit fluffy. Then you can put some sugar on top. Now we've got the crumble mixture made. It's nothing more than butter and flour, nothing else in it, butter and flour. The quantities is roughly between 1/4 and 1/3 butter to the pound of flour.
And how do you crumble the butter into the flour?
Now, crumble it up, but just let little lumps of butter, get it up to a fine texture like sand, but leave 1 or 2 little lumps of butter in it. That helps to give it a much more subtle, sort of crumbly feeling when you eat it. Then, when you put the butter in, you rub the butter in there, some small amount of sugar in there. That helps also to make it more crunchy. Mix that in. Now, when you put it into your dish, put it round the sides first. All the way around the side. Because you've got quite a bit of juice in there, and if you don't get it sealed around the side, then of course the juice is likely to come spilling over the side. It will anyway, I expect, but this helps to stop it coming too much on the side. Then with your thumb, go around, pressing it into the side all the way around to make sure it's tight and properly sealed. That's all you're doing. If you feel the fruit too close to the side, draw some of the crumble down onto it to stop the fruit protruding beyond the crumble. It must be covered. Okay, some more crumble on top. Now, I've domed this right up because I think it makes the crumble much more friable inside. It doesn't tend to become puddingy if you got it down in the dish. The steam can get into the crumble and tend to make it a bit crumbly. Well, this way it's up out of the area of the fruit, and all that part there should cook just like a cake.
Steam makes it crumbly or puddingy?
No, it makes it more crumbly. You don't want it to go puddingy, do you? You want it like a lump of pudding. Okay, that's done. Now, again, to try and make the top more crunchy and crumbly, we take a fork and you just draw it across. Also makes a nice pattern. Back across that way. Then sprinkle some sugar on. And now with the wooden spoon, put the wooden spoon through the flour first, and then right in the middle make a hole, okay? That means that any juice that's in there that forms steam, the steam will come out of there rather than push it out from the sides. I've made a foil dish to put it on, because if it does overspill, if you put it on a dish like that, at least it's not going to muck up your oven too much. You're going to have the juice is going to come out onto your tray there. Okay, now that goes into an oven of about 350, 375. Quite hot in the beginning to get a nice brown finish on it. Then lower it down to about 325 to 300 degrees. Possibly a little bit less than that. You'll have to make your own judgment on it. but it will cook quite well at 300 degrees. So start off 375, drop it down after about 15 minutes to about 350, and drop it down again after that to about 300, and leave it then until it's, it will take about 3/4 an hour to cook altogether. Now we've got the crumble out of the oven. As you see, it's nice and brown, and some of the sugar is caramelized that we put on top. And I've served up 2 portions. When you serve it out, it's a good idea to cut with your spoon there and get it underneath so that's still showing on top like mine is there. And you don't put the juice on top of the crumble, because that you made it nice and crispy. You don't want it to all go soggy with the juice. There it is. That's all we've got to do. After all that hard work, we'll eat a little drop for this crumble.